Hey, hey, what's up, good people? Where y'all been? Been waiting on you guys. We got the guys in the back room. We have earnings. We had Google earnings. We got Tesla. Another one, we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about the market, overall market. And then at the end, we're going to just dive into some really, really quick crypto. Okay. We're going to try to keep it moving fast today. We're going to try to take one or two questions. We want you guys to leave here better than you came. All right. For those of you that are new and visiting from other pages, my name is Larry Jones. This is Stock Up with Larry Jones. And we're going to bring these gentlemen to the forefront. At your top left, we got the King, Keenan Grace. Beneath him, like the Partridge Family or the Brady Bunch, we got Josh and his square. And then we got Stock Mo down at the bottom on your left. Gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to chop it up, but we're going to just try to get a lot in. So we're going to time our answers. But what I want you to do, don't come out of the gate blaring, because I got specific questions I want to open up with. Then I'm going to just give you the floor. Keenan Grace, say hello to the people, introduce yourself, and then pass it off to Josh. And then Josh, you pass it off to Mo.
What's going on, everybody? It's Big KG in the building. No, what's going on, everybody? It's Keenan Grace. I wanted to say just shout out to Larry Jones for having me on, because you know what time it is with Larry Jones. Listen, let me tell you something about Larry Jones, man. This guy right here, that's my guy, and I'm honored to be on. And if you ever wanted some real guidance from a real man, I say you gotta follow Larry. I just wanted to just put that out there and let everybody know. Let's get it, Larry.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hand it off.
Hey,
Josh,
I'm
go
happy
for
to
it.
be here today. I'm Stocks with Josh, Larry's friend. It's always a privilege to be on his show. I can't wait to get into the content of today. We had a really big day with Tesla and Google, and so I'm interested in the conversation. Let's go.
All right, Mo, what you know, Mo?
I'm trying. I don't know, Larry. I got to tell you, I love being on the channel. Let me just say one thing here. Let me just see if I can send this, Larry. I don't know. I'm hoping. Boom. Oh well, I gotta. Oh, Larry, I was trying to buy you a steak. I'm gonna buy you a steak, but hey,
I'm
thanks for
hungry. I'm
having me on the
hungry.
channel. I know you are, man. It's only, and he got that fillet mignon. I can't even say it. It's so good. I don't speak German, so I don't know how to say them words. So hey, Larry, thanks for having me on the channel. Always love being here. Larry is my twin brother. For those who do not know, we just have good times. We have good
That's
times.
right.
Lots of good information tonight, and there's a ton going on. So I'm looking forward to chopping it up with you.
Hey, that is so cool, man. So, like, we had earnings, right? And I'm going to talk about the overall market, but we had earnings, earnings. You know what? Let's start. I'm going to start, gentlemen, if you don't mind. I'm going to go here to Alphabet and show the people the chart. We're going to come back. We could see here that Alphabet in the post market is down by 2.7%. Okay. Let's just briefly go over it before I hand the ball over. Alphabet reports its Q2 2026 earnings, okay, on July, that's the 2nd to 22nd, beating Wall Street expectations. The company posted revenue at 119.8 billion, a 24% year over year increase, and adjusted earnings of $9.11 per share, driven heavily by artificial intelligence. You guys can see that the company's capital expenditures hit 44.92 billion for the quarter. So they spent about almost 45 billion. Okay. That is insane. I'm going to start with you, Keenan Grace. What do you got to say about Google's earnings?
So I actually got something real interesting to say about Google, right? Man, when I tell you Google is at a deal price right now, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but Google is becoming its own ETF. Listen to this. Google bought SpaceX years ago. They are up in profit on top of their original investment about $100 billion on a SpaceX investment. They are becoming their own ETF. Listen to these numbers. Everybody just listen close. If you on the toilet, if you driving in the car, whatever it is, slow down. Listen to this. The revenue. They expected to make 116 billion, which is a lot. They made 119 billion. The earnings per share, they expected to make basically $2 per share. They made $9 per share. The income, they expected to make 40.4. They made 40.8. Cloud revenue, they expected to make 22 billion. They made 24 billion. And then this was everybody was afraid of. The CapEx. You heard CapEx before? How much money are they spending on this AI? That's really what that's about. They expected to spend 44.2. They said that they're gonna actually spend 44.9. So a little bit more than they actually said that they really thought they were gonna spend. But they're making so much money off of this AI that this is looking like a crazy deal on the stock long term. And then to add to that, this is something that's interesting. And I told y'all, again, I don't get political and I won't, but I want everybody here who's watching this to remember, especially if you're a young person, and my people who are over 30, everybody here over 30, you've seen a lot of young people go through this, and it might have happened to you when you were young. The world, they'll get you wrapped up in some movement and then get over the movement and on to the next movement. And this keeps happening again and again. At one time, it's about race. One time, it's about a war. One time, it's about freedom. One time, it's about this, that, and the third. And then people move on. One time, it's about police. One time, it's about this. Now we have a movement, and it's about data centers. People hate AI. They hate data centers. Don't use AI. Don't use data centers. And they'll tell you that they're not using it. Google told you that that was a lie. Google had reported that they just surpassed 100, I'm sorry, not 100. I was gonna say 100 million. Nope. They just passed 1 billion in monthly active users on their AI. Google is only one AI, and they're not even the biggest one. So I say that to say, everybody who's telling you protest the data centers and they're telling you, oh man, they're destroying everything. Listen, data centers might be negative to the environment in some ways. They really might be. But the argument shouldn't be don't use AI, because all that's going to happen is two things. You're going to get left behind because you don't invest in the companies that are using AI. So you're going to miss out on the ownership and miss out on the equity. And then you're going to miss out on the skill of learning how to write proper prompts in AI. So you're going to get left behind 2 times. And then the wealth gap from people who are already rich and people who have 9-to-5s or don't have a 9-to-5 is just going to get wider faster, because you aren't investing in AI and you aren't learning how to use it to make the things you do simpler. So I say all of that to say this: do not get caught up, please, in no data center movement, because this will pass and there will be a whole nother movement. And you'll be thinking, wait, what happened to this one? I got the tattoo right under my eye. Don't support data centers, right? And it's going to be on to the next thing. So with that being said, don't believe it. What we really need to happen is not try to get them to ban data centers. The United States will never do it. If we ban data centers, they're just going to be done underground. China's going to do it. Russia's going to do it. All these other countries are going to do it. So the United States will never do something actively that will put them ahead of us, not on a federal level. So data centers are here to stay. Learn how to make money from them. Following Josh, Larry, Mo, do things like that. So I say all that to say this: Google is absolutely on sale. And a few years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if they was in the top 3 biggest companies in the world.
Let's go, Mo.
Now listen, I have a ton of Google. I'm not happy with the fact that it dropped after they absolutely dominated every statistic out there except one: spending. And that's the headline right now. Everybody is terrified of what is happening with AI, how much money's being spent. I can personally tell you, I remember working in the industry as an advisor and a broker back in the day during the dot-com bust. This is not the same. These companies are spending a load of money. You know the difference? They're making a load of money. You just saw it in the numbers. The dot-com bust, for all the young people out there, I wish I had your years. I wish I was young again with my knowledge, but I'm not. But I'll pass it on to you. During that time frame, we had all this spending into the dot-com. The computers were the future. Everything was going to work. It was going to be the end of everything. This was going to be it. And as we moved forward, we found it seemed like 90% of the companies failed. The NASDAQ dropped, I believe, 75 to 80% down. If you go back and look in 2000 crash, it was horrible. No one even talks about it. But then from the ashes, we had the phoenix. It rose. Amazon, the eBays, the PayPals, all the big companies that really took off. Google, all of it. They crushed it. And now we're into the AI, and you hear the talks, the similarities between the dot-com bust and the biggest bubble, this AI bubble. It's because you have the spending to grow an industry that whoever wins it is going to make trillions upon trillions upon trillions going forward. Now, the scary thing I'm not scared that Google's spending more money. You heard the points that Keenan brought to the family. Very solid points. It's why I own Google. They are rocking and rolling. It's like its own ETF. There's so much going on with that company, but they're also leading the way. All right. They got a lot of AI projects. They're doing their thing. I'm happy with it. The scary thing for me, and I don't want to remember, I got 6 figures in that. I'm scared of China. I'm scared of the open source. I'm scared that I read an article that the US was claiming that they got some of their information for the open source from Fable. And that's not legal if that's true. And so these things frighten me because as an investor in the AI in the US, if they are stealing stuff in another country and just using it and making it free for the world, that hurts the shareholders of the companies here. So that is one of my red flags. But overall, Google's just killing it. And I still believe they will master what they are doing in terms of the AI, the projects, and hopefully security of these projects. So I'm very bullish. I understand there's a lot of scared people out there for all the money being spent. Now Google just said, we're not spending what? It was 180 billion, whatever. Now we're going to go up another 10, 15 billion on top of it. They see the writing on the wall. I see the writing on the wall. I see the people I am associated with using AI to create new businesses, to better their current businesses, to help with everything. It is absolutely crazy how good it is. And for one, I'm telling you, it's not going away. It's only going to multiply. I am pumped for it. I know that it's going to create a ton of well-off financial freedom for so many people who master AI. For those who don't care and they walk away, that's the separation you heard Keenan talk about. The rich get richer. No, not this time. The poor get richer. Those who are rich get even richer, and those who don't care about it stay down on the bottom half of that. And we don't want to see that. So we want our people, our viewers, to understand you can make money on the investing, you can make money with the AI, but don't get lost in the drama because there are opportunities, and these are big. And some of them, like I said, remind me of the .com with the one thing, they're making money now, not having to wait 10 to 20 years.
Josh, I want you to get right to it, Josh, because we got to get into Tesla. We got a lot to talk about. Let's chop it up.
Yeah, Tesla, they went negative free cash flow. And, I thought that both Keenan and Mo did a great job talking about the fundamentals of their business. What I'm thinking about, Larry, is how we've got really the downturn hasn't fully begun. We've got this period of time where the midterm elections, the market pulls back. We haven't suffered that yet. And that normally begins sometime between August and October. And the rally's been going strong through the summer. And, we're not on the lows right now with the Qs or the SPY. We're actually still holding up relatively well. And so the question that I have is, Google still have a 3-month period ahead where it's going to need to consolidate, or did it expedite that move and come back and hit critical support? There's an ascending channel. I don't know if you can share my chart. Can you?
No, we haven't set that up.
Okay. There's an ascending channel, and on that, the bottom has support at 323, and we came down, I think, something like 328 to 326. So tomorrow morning, it's going to be very interesting because, support normally is exactly what the word means. It means that price stops there and people begin to show up and buy it. And so I'm going to be watching for a reaction there. I think we all wanted this thing. I thought it was interesting that Warren Buffett came out in an interview in recent days. He said, I felt bad. He said, I missed that one. He said, we got in late. And I agreed with a statement that Keenan made. It's like it's an ETF at this point. It's in so many aspects, and it's got a moat and that has not been even crossed by anybody at this point. So I would say that on the pullback, I'm going to be doing some strategic investing starting tomorrow. Not immediate buying, but more selling puts, because I believe that I think that we've hit a level of support. We are actually showing, with this downturn, we're showing bullish divergence on the chart, which just shows you that this selling has happened very quickly, and this pullback is pulled back to support. So I'm looking at it favorably. I want to take a position. The year after a midterm election is typically very good. 2027 ought to be a great year, and you're going to be wanting to buy assets like Google on 20% pullback off of the top. Whether it actually goes down 20 to 24 to 25% is going to be less of a concern as to whether you took your position at this point in the year.
Okay, so we're going to talk about, before we get to Tesla, I want to say this about the overall market. I made a video about this on Monday. This is an election year. You can't just go every year. This is an election year, midterms. And what Josh said is correct. So 2027 is shaping up to be a good year. But what happens before that, out of the 12 months, August is a 10 out of 12, one being the best. So August, there is a downturn, all right? September, there's a downturn, and October is generally a buying month. Actually, mid-September through October is a buying month. So there could be a market pullback. Last election, midterm election, there was a 20% pullback in the market. All right. That doesn't mean it's going to happen this time because we didn't have AI then. Okay. So I want you to understand where we are in the cycle, because I want you to consider saving some dry powder, right? So that's what Larry is saying on all of these. Every dip is not going to be a buying dip. You have to be a stock picker. Josh, you know what? I'm going to come right back to you, and we are going to go to Tesla. But first, I'm going to pull up Tesla so we could see it. And we're going to go from here. Tesla right now in the post market is down by 4.3%. All right. And we're not going to go through their earnings. We're going to discuss their earnings before you come up, Josh. Okay. And I'm going to say this about Tesla and get my 2 cents in now. Tesla is one of the ones that I'm going to continue to buy on smaller dips. I'm not going to worry about the 200-day moving average and thus forth. I'm going to nibble a little bit. Why? Because I believe that Tesla will get bought out by SpaceX. I've been thinking that for years now, and not just because the talking heads are saying it. Josh, what do you got to say about Tesla will bring this back up?
Well, I'll say that I didn't see Google going down today. I want to, but I did see Tesla going down, and I told my community that Tesla has a pattern of when it runs, it'll run $100 a month, $200 in 2 months. Okay, and it's been going down since the beginning of this year. And when it goes down, it just goes down slowly, one stair step at a time. And so we've been fading. I mean, this thing was $500 here in December 18th of 2025. So we've been fading ever since then. And looks like we had a little rally, went up to 451, but now we're coming back to the lows. I think we'll make a lower low. I think the largest support on the Tesla chart is $300. It doesn't mean that we have to get there, but similarly to Google, whereas I think Google may have gotten very close to a turnaround moment, I think Tesla is a little bit more of a risk asset. I think it's got a little bit more to go down before Wall Street's really interested. But they've got some of the most exciting products that I think has largely been priced in, but they're finally coming to the market. You know, I think when Optimus, I think he's claimed that he'll have a $10 trillion company. And Apple's got the phone, right? That's an old product. We all need it. Nobody's got Tesla, nobody has Optimus robots. And so I think it's going to suffer more of a downturn, but I would say that I'm very excited to buy it around $300 the way that I bought it at 103, 140, 200, and 240. I think the new low is around 300. And then it's going to consolidate and take a ton of time. But going into 2027, it'll have another rip opportunity where it'll go up $200 in 2 months.
Okay, all right. Let's bring it right up, Keenan Grace. Let's get you in right here. Tesla.
Got you. I got something on Tesla too, right? I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in Tesla, so I'm long term with it. I'm not ever going to bet against Elon Musk, love him or hate him, right? He's a winner. It just is what it is. I'm not going to bet against him, but I was lucky enough to get in when it was $200. That's like my average on Tesla right now. But I tell you this, I will not allow myself to lose a trade where I'm up so much. So if Tesla come back down to like 210, I'm cutting out and I'll get back in later. But I don't believe that's going to happen. So I'm just going to hold on for now. But I did want to say something. Josh, go to the daily time frame on Coinbase and look at that 140 level. The 140 level has been so much respected on Coinbase since like 2024. Is crazy. I looked at it today. I was like, wow, that's really an important level. And the reason I wanted to bring up Coinbase is because it's kind of sleep and dead right now. But it's like this. I seen an interview today with Jensen Huang. Y'all might have seen it online. And he was talking about how there is fear from China and overseas. I forget exactly who's running it, but there's like the Chem K3 AI, the open source AI. And he was saying that this shouldn't make everybody afraid because this is going to be better for the AI space and the research. It's going to help scientists actually make AI better. So what people in the comments were saying to him saying that was, of course, the person selling computer chips would think more AI was better. So just like they say when there's a gold rush, the person selling shovels, they never going to tell you the gold is running up, right? But here's the thing. When crypto comes back, Coinbase is going to come back. But since crypto is asleep right now, you have to look at it technically. You have to look for the levels of support. And Josh, do you see it? That one, it's like a 140. It's like a crazy level of support right there. So I want everybody to at least put their eyes on that in case you see it, in case it happens again. Because it just happened like, I don't know how long ago. It might have been a month. It might have been a week. I don't know. But it just happened recently. I'm not looking at it right now. But
just happened last month, 30 days ago, it hit that level.
And it just kept hitting that. You would have thought it was like the ground and it was like a basketball bouncing on the ground right there. It's crazy when you go see it, when y'all get the time. But I say all that to say, to get back on topic, Tesla is eventually, and I'm just going to say it, right? I can't tell the future, but they pretty much likely are going to merge with SpaceX. Elon Musk is trying to get all his companies to be basically one thing. And he said on X, AKA Twitter, that he believes that his net worth is really going to get to 10 trillion, right? And Elon Musk, to be honest with you, he's not usually wrong. He's usually early on his predictions. So if he's been getting it right time and time again, it only makes sense to just bet with the winner. And that's the thing about the stock market. You know how Josh is like the chart GOAT and everything like that? All this stuff is just pattern recognition, just seeing what happened before and saying, if that happened before, it's likely to happen again. So if Elon Musk just keeps on winning, there are going to be people who want him to win and will kind of force him to win, whether this be politicians who he's been in bed with, whether this be just people on X or wherever, people who are shareholders of all of his companies, big banks. They're going to make him win. They're going to make him win. And the thing is this, if you are a knight or a duke in a kingdom, you want that same king to remain king so you can remain the duke, you can remain the knight. Because if somebody chops their head off, you might get a whole new king who is cleaning house and you're out of there. So there are so many people who want Elon Musk to win so that they can stay in their high position that it's almost inevitable that he's just going to win no matter what the PE of his companies are, no matter what the earnings are. They're just great opportunities. So I'm not saying that Elon can't lose, but I'm saying that the system is set up for certain people to win, and you can hate on it and be mad, or you could just get on the train, the money train, and just ride the money train. But that doesn't mean buy it at any price. I want to be clear on that. I wouldn't buy SpaceX at least until past August 7th, right? I got to at least see that, right? Because there's going to be 20% more shares of SpaceX are going to dump into the market. It's going to be like 911 million shares worth, I think over $100 billion worth of shares of SpaceX are going to dump into the market on one day. And that's only the beginning. So with that being said, Tesla, SpaceX merge, we on the lookout for that, but you might get great deals in the coming future. I yield the floor to Mo.
Let me answer this. If SpaceX buys Tesla, what normally happens, not saying in this case, the company that's doing the purchasing actually goes down because they got that capital expenditure. So they're taking on debt. And the company that is usually consumed goes up. That's what normally happens. But in this case, you got the same CEO. So it'll be interesting. So I'm not saying it's going to happen this time, but that's why I'm putting my money in Tesla. And I am going to buy SpaceX at the right price. And that price ain't today's price. Today's price ain't yesterday's price. Oh, however that goes. Mo, let's talk about Tesla. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk Tesla, SpaceX real quick, because I'm in the boat that within the next 12 months, you're going to see this is going to be one company. You're not going to have Tesla, SpaceX talk anymore. It's going to be SpaceX. It's going to be Optimus Robot. The spending today, you had such good numbers for how many Teslas were sold, but it's the spending. They went, and I'm going to tell you guys something. They went negative cash flow. They went negative cash flow. This is Tesla. I remember the day in 2020, Larry and I were children knee-high to our mother. And what happened? They exploded up when they reported positive cash flow. The first big positive cash flow. They went 10 times, 1,000% up. You made 10 times in 12 months. It was unbelievable. It was 2020, man. That was the roaring 2020 days. Now, they just went cash flow negative. That is scary. And I think it was to the tune of $1 billion. It was big. It was big money going that way. Started 45. Yeah, right. Yeah, there it is. Free cash flow went negative to $1.09 billion. That is insane. They're investing for the future. Google is investing for the future. AI, all these big companies investing for the future. Here's the problem. When do we turn cash flow positive? Because if you're going to lose billions and billions every quarter, and I'm talking about all these companies together, investors don't want to sit there and just throw it in. They want positive cash flow. We just lost that from Tesla. So my take is this: it's going to become Tesla, and it's going to become SpaceX. SpaceX is going to take over. It's not going to be the other way around. Never will, because Elon has the voting rights with SpaceX. He controls, I think it was 80% of the voting rights. He's going to buy out, merge, even if it's a sideways merge, with Tesla so he can control both companies, because that's his goal. He lost control. He hated it for Tesla. It's the biggest mistake he's ever made. He gave up too much control. By combining these two companies, he gets the control back. And they get a lot of synergies, a lot of good things. They're already doing a lot of collaboration, so it's going to be good. And it's going to be the biggest company in the world. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to be a monster. So I am very bullish on that down the road. Right now, when you ask me about Tesla, I'm not just, hey, I love it. I'm no. If it hits 336 on a closing price, I am going to absolutely short it big time, just like I did with SpaceX. For those in my community, last 2 weeks, we made multiple five digits, got into the SpaceX to 2 times leverage short, massive puts. I'm talking double digits worth of puts. They cashed in. So I've been riding that thing up. I sold on the day it hit 226. Sold, got out, massive profit. We started riding down the wave, and I'm with Keenan. Keenan's a genius when it comes to stocks, bar none. I was about to say the kid because he's so much younger than me, but I will give it, we're getting older, Keenan. We're getting older. With that being said, he's absolutely nailed it. there is so much locked up shares are going to be unlocked on the 6th because they report earnings on the 4th, 2 trading days later. I think it's the 6th. It's done. They unlock 20%. But in, I think, 2 weeks to 3 weeks, they unlock another 7%. Then 2 to 3 weeks, another 7%. Then 2 to 3 weeks, and on and on until they unlock 35% on top of that 20%. And then by the time you get to December, all that's done. All the lockups are done, except Elon has 40-something%, I think 42% that's still locked. And in June of 2027, that's unlocked. At that time, all the unlocks are done. You should see the volatility really slow down. In the long-term positions, can sleep a little softer. I like December. I think December is going to be okay. I don't think Elon wants to give up too much of his stock. He's going to combine the company, so he wants those shares. I think that is not as big a concern as of leading up to December right now with all these shares unlocked. And so both things, Tesla, if I see it hit 336 and close, I'm shorting it. This was bad news on the free cash flow. I'll tell any student of mine who I've ever taught in actual schools, colleges, and on YouTube, if they go negative cash flow, you can't do that forever before your stock price starts to sink big time. And this is not something where they invest it. Hey, we lost $1 billion. No. Down the road, you can only do this so long before it catches up and bites you. And so I'm not going to fight the charts. I'm going to trust them. I'm taking all emotion out of it. 336, I'm going south.
I'm going to show something and we're going to do a hard pivot to crypto. Okay. I want you guys to look at this because I want you to ration your money out. Okay. So here, historically, the NASDAQ composite and broader U.S. stock market experienced significant seasonal weakness during August and September, a trend that is often magnified during midterm election year, which this year is. I want you guys to know this. Okay. So August is often, see here, by lower trading volumes and summer sluggishness. The NASDAQ generally struggles during this month, during midterm cycles, often seeing flat to negative returns. It's actually negative returns, okay? And then September is historically the worst performing month of the year of the NASDAQ and U.S. equities overall. In midterm years, this seasonal trend refers to as September swoon, okay? All right, so I just wanted you guys to see that. Now, what I want to show you is this. We got the NASDAQ. I'm on the month, right? So look, high, low, high, low, high, low. It just keeps coming back. It keeps on coming back. But for those of you that love to gamble with SOXL and you're not treating it as a swing trade and you're treating it as an investment, that's a horrible mistake. We've made money with it, okay? So if you look at today, yeah, it was nice, up 28%, right? But look at the last month. This is what I want you guys to see. Please watch this. We are getting lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. It's just stepping down, 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 because this is a 3X. A lot of you guys always ask about ticker symbol SOXL. I just want you to be careful and not pile your money in. That's a move that you buy the dips, but you must sell the rips, okay? And then if you want an ETF that's better and safer, then look at something like DRAM. Now, Keenan, I'm going to start with you again. We're going to run it down and then let's save some room for crypto, okay? What do you think about the AI trade? Because 90% of the people that are listening right now are overweight, including myself, AI. Okay, so what do you think about the AI trade going forward? What I'm saying is we're going to buy, but don't go in heavy on the first dip. So Keenan, what do you think about the AI trade?
Family, Larry talking about he overweight. Meanwhile, he look like he been working out.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She
Larry
went
make us
that
all
way.
want to get in the gym. But I say that to say this. You very well could be overweight in AI. And if you are, that means that the majority of your portfolio is heavily based in AI. And even if you have S&P 500 ETFs and so on, the S&P 500 is overweight AI, right? Because it's the tech stocks. So if you have a long-term horizon, I'll say if you don't plan on selling for more than 10 years, then you'll be all right. But if you do want to actually get out of the game and retire in less than 10 years, then you should actually pay attention. What you're going to do is this, and Josh is great at this. Go to the weekly time frames, right? And use those. Stop getting on a 5 minute. Stop getting on the 10 hour, the 4 hour, right? The daily. Go to the weekly time frames. And when those levels of support are starting to break down, then you consider changing your position and actually going short or just getting out of it, right? Because once weekly levels happen, those are real signals. Those are actually real long-term signals. So you got to just watch out for that. But with that being said, I yield the floor.
Can't hear you though.
Mo, you take it, and we'll follow up with Josh.
Here's the deal. AI is not the issue. If you watch all the earnings that came out regarding AI, like Google and some of these other things related to it, they continue to make more and more and more money on it. It wasn't an issue. That's not the issue. We have seen a reversal in the market. So a lot of stocks out there running up. We're loving it. Hey, look at these gains. Look at the monster money everybody's making. But the one thing, if you've been paying attention, is the spending. The spending continues. Hey, look at the deals. Look at the tens of billions of dollars a deal. We're spending $10 billion a month on compute. Hey, now we're going to look at Tesla. Hey, now we're going to increase the spending. We got negative cash flow. Go to Google. We're not going to spend 100 and something, 170, 180 billion. We are going to spend up to 200 billion now. It's not the earnings that's the issue. They are increasing massively, actually. You saw Google crush everything. They didn't crush not spending more money. That is where I have seen all of it together in a big package being punished. For the companies coming out saying we're increasing spending, even if they beat everything, the stock is getting hammered. I think Wall Street is saying enough. Start to make it make sense. We know you're making a little bit of money, but you guys are going hog wild. All right. This isn't Christmas. You're not out there looking for every sale. They are just spending money like there's no tomorrow, and Wall Street's finally had enough. If you think it's retail that controls this market, it is not. There is a segment in the society that has billions and trillions of dollars. They are the market movers. Retail, we're on here. We're with the family. We're like a little buffet. We're all eating tonight. Great information. We don't move the market. We don't move $1 trillion. Maybe Larry does. He got some spare change in his couch that he can throw a couple bill out our way. But the truth is, we are just small ants. And these are the elephants in the room that actually move the markets. And they're tired of seeing the billions being spent, and they're going to start punishing them. It's not going to end. Every company that comes out and says we're increasing spending, expect the same. After what happened to Google, the story has been written. Any company that is increasing spending will be punished moving forward.
All right, Josh, we
Yeah.
got two more things
Well,
we're going to do. I'm going to talk. I want you to answer and then talk, and then we're going to shift hard to crypto. Go ahead, Josh. Floor is yours.
No, I really liked what Mo said. I think that the tone has been set for the rest of big tech as far as spending goes. If they're increasing their spending, then yes, they're going to sell off. So that helps us. It helps us get a sense of direction. I think that Google's earnings were extremely successful. Their earnings per share, I think, tripled. So it's the spending which is a concern. And I think what this is doing for all of us is it's bringing these great companies down to critical levels of support one last time in 2026 before all of this runs for the next 18 months. So into 2027. So I'm getting greedy, and I, they say get, greedy when others are fearful. And, my most successful trade in the last week has been buying the dip on MU. And I think that, I think my next most successful trade may be buying the dip this week on Google at a very specific price. So, retail might have bought these things way higher, believing, like you say, that trees only grow to the sky. Is that how it goes, Larry?
Trees don't grow to the sky.
Trees don't grow to the sky. They only go so high. And I think that at this point, it's time to get a little greedy. MU down at 805 from nearly 1300. You know, that's a no-brainer. Google down close to 300 from 400. That's a no-brainer. But I agree with Mo's statement. I'll probably repeat that statement in my videos over the course of the next week, that we already see what Wall Street's going to do. Wall Street's going to sell. They don't care about profits. They don't care about revenues. They care about spending because they're concerned about what that means for the overall business. And that's going to give us opportunity. All we have to do is identify those targets, and we know what to do now.
All right. So, gentlemen, I want you all to start looking at a question you want to answer. We got 20.
I got one.
We got
I
20.
got one already.
Okay, but I want you to hold it. We got 20 minutes left. If you guys see, I'm giving the floor to the guests mostly, okay? Because I
Right.
want them. And then we're gonna briefly go over crypto because crypto is really so easy right now, guys. So let me go and show you guys this. All right. So what I want to show you guys is this, right? Somebody asked, why was QTEX down? I call it QTEX. QTEX is down, right? Right? It plummeted today. And somebody asked, Larry, are you still in it? I will share with you that generally when there's a share offering, you can see here, down 23%. The decline was triggered by a F1, see here, resale. You guys know what that is. A share dilution. Now, generally, the share dilution is the purchase price. The truth be told, I like some of these share dilutions because when the stock fall, in the filing, you could see what the purchase price is, right? And then you could buy at this point. I didn't buy any today because I expect some lower lows, okay? But if you look at that, then you compare it to another small quantum company like Inflection. You can see Inflection did pretty decent today. So just know that the fundamentals of the company did not fall apart. It just did a share dilution. A lot of small companies do this when they start making money so that they could raise capital to do bigger things. Some of the biggest companies that you see now, before you got into it, did share dilutions, and then they go on to be good companies. All right. Not all of them, but that's what some of them have done, to be clear. All right. So now I just wanted to answer that question. So, gentlemen, I'm going to start with not Mo, but Keenan, you have spotted a question. You go for it right now.
Yeah, I actually got two, and I'll be super quick on it.
Yes.
So the first one, there was a gentleman in the chat who said FCF margin NVIDIA. Oh, that was me. If you look up FCF margin and pick a stock name, right? Like NVIDIA, FCF margin, and then the stock name, you will immediately see if the number that pops up is positive or negative. If you see that number being negative, I would not load up on the stock for the long term. If you really listen to what I'm saying here, I would write this down. I would text my wife, whoever, text somebody now, FCF margin, and then look up a stock name. When you see this, if the number is positive, that means that they are actually making money after they pay all of their bills, after they pay all of their employees. This is what Mo was alluding to when he was talking about Tesla. They have negative cash flow now. This means they are burning through their cash reserves and everything else that they have. They aren't producing enough money to pay all of the bills and then have cash over to invest into new things, to do any shareholder buybacks, none of that. So if a company that you look up has negative cash flow margin, that means you ain't investing into this long term right now. That's actually a really bad idea. And if you would have known this and you go look at some of the stocks that you're getting smoked on and you see that they got negative cash flow margin, you would have been saved if you knew what I just told you. But I want y'all to really understand how powerful this is, right? The next one was this. Somebody has said that Elon Musk is, and again, sure, I'll give you that, right? I'll give you it just first off. The welfare queen or something like that, you say, right? And when I hear that, I think to myself, this sounds like someone who heard a buzzword and then doesn't really understand what they're looking at here. Let's say that Elon Musk received the most government assistance from anybody ever, right? Probably. It says 38 billion. Let's say that he received 100 billion from the government. He then used that money to make trillions of dollars of wealth for other people. If I received that $38 billion like Elon did, I wouldn't have been able to do it. You wouldn't have been able to do it, probably. I don't know you, but I'm just trying to tell you, when you hear these buzzwords and things like this, you got to think to yourself, is somebody trying to convince me to vote a certain way or believe a certain thing so then I miss out? Because what keeps happening is this. Elon Musk keeps getting richer and richer and richer, no matter what people try. It just keeps happening. The people who are buying into his things early are getting richer along with him. And you get to be mad on the internet in the same position. So you really got to think to yourself, I got to think for myself, even if I don't like Elon Musk. Maybe I don't go with it because I don't like Elon. But you got to have your own reasons. It can't be reasons that other people are giving you. If you're in it to make money, Elon Musk is really the person who is helping people to make a whole lot of money. Because I'm telling you this, and Josh has been saying this a lot. Put an E in the chat if you will try to make money with Elon Musk. I'm not telling you should. I just want to see if anybody else is, because I will put an E in the chat. And Josh has been talking about this. Once Elon Musk cracks the code on this, what is that bot called again? The Optimus bot. That is going to change the world overnight like ChatGPT did. So I say that to say, you will still be mad that he's getting government assistance.
Your volume's gone, Keenan. Is that me?
Yeah, it was me. It was me. But you will be mad that he's getting this government assistance to create these jobs and create this wealth and create this technology and miss out. And the next thing you know, Elon Musk got $5 trillion and you still exactly where you are. Instead of trying to fight the rich and eat the rich, whenever somebody's telling you to eat the rich or tax the rich more, I'm not saying they shouldn't do any of those things. It's not about that. Just understand that somebody who is speaking to you that way is not trying to give you a solution. They're just pointing out a problem. So you got to find people who are giving solutions and not just pointing out problems. That's why I told you about the FCF margin. Look up FCF margin percentage on any stock. FCF margin percentage, Google, FCF margin percentage, any quantum stock you're looking at, Tesla, whatever. If it's negative, don't buy it long term. Family, that's $1 million worth of game. And I wanted to give it to you right here on this live stream because I actually want to see you think clearly and think straight and be among people who are wise. Because the person who walks among fools will surely become one. So walk amongst the wise, family. And I'm not even talking about myself. I'm amongst the wise so that I get to understand some of the things that they understand. And sometimes it takes us a little bit of time, but I believe in you.
Somebody said,
Man,
Keenan,
that's
on
fire.
God, man. I swear, boy. I swear on God, boy. You know,
That's my dog.
hey, that's it. Listen, listen, what these gentlemen are saying is true. Like, we got to come out of this, you know, politics, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you got robotics and AI. We had an AI agent on yesterday. It was the headline. That again, it happened again. With no internet, this AI found the internet, broke into a system, and then formed a barrier around itself so another AI couldn't attack it. That just happened, guys. All right. And it's insane what AI is about to do. Elon is always late to deliver and early to promise, but he always delivers. Okay. So we got to look at what's going on. Mo, you see a question that you would like to answer?
I got to tell you, just piggybacking on that story you just shared, Larry. You know what blew my mind is
What's that?
they had the test on that AI system in an enclosed environment so it would be safe. It broke out, and after it broke out, it went rogue. They couldn't stop it. They had to use a Chinese AI system to capture the American system for people who do not know. That tells you remember earlier in this video, rewind it. I told you The fear I have for AI, and some people are asking about AI, I'll have this be my question. AI is a massive moneymaker. But what happens if you have a country that has open source for free and people are allowed to continue to work? Programmers can program, they can continue to better it, they put it out for mankind, and companies in other countries are making people pay for it. But then the products that are free end up becoming just as good or close enough that it doesn't make sense to pay for it. For most people, 90-something% of people, it wouldn't make sense to pay for it. That's the one fear I have. And to that story Larry shared is a part of that whole saga. The fact that they had to use a Chinese AI system to come in and fix the problem with the US system. That's scary stuff. So that's a red flag. As I said earlier in this live stream, I'm going to be watching that. And definitely, it's like the quantum with crypto, which, that's all. Is it going to break all the codes and stuff? Probably, but we'll have to wait and see how that is as a fix. So the only thing I got, go ahead, continue. Remember, the money's still moving up. Follow the charts. You'll be fine. Trust the lines. And if you do that, you should be okay. Have your stop loss set and go for it, man. Find your place, do your due diligence, listen to the gentleman to my left here, and you should do very well.
Okay, Josh, this is what I want you to do. If you found a question that you want to answer, do that, and then just shift into crypto. Just give an overall Bitcoin,
Sure.
because it's easy right now. It's all easy. It did exactly what we thought it was going to do, right? Could be another leg down, but go ahead, sum that up. Leave room for everyone here to give parting words.
Okay, so someone said they were shorting MU in the comments, and I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Nothing that we're saying is a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold. Interestingly, someone put on a $100 million call for next week on MU. That's 100 million. So that's a serious player. It's a serious whale doing a short trade for MU. That expires next week. In addition to that, another party sold 37 million puts. Now, the reason why Wall Street will sell puts is because they'll expire worthless. They're selling puts to people who are hoping it's going down, but Wall Street's selling them to you with the expectation that they will expire worthless and they will hold the premiums in their pockets and laugh at the bank. They're not on their way to the bank. They're already at the bank. So just be careful with shorting MU right now. It already got oversold. And I would tell you that if it breaks down and begins to have a pretty significant downtrend, well, then by all means, jump on a short. But right now, the current trend is having gone from being oversold to now rocketing higher. So be careful on that. Bank of Japan is going to dump bonds tomorrow morning. Now, the last time they did this, they dumped $1 trillion worth of bonds, and the market crashed 15%.
Yep.
Tomorrow, they're planning on dumping $2 trillion worth of those bonds. The market's probably not going to ignore that. So you're saying, well, Josh, wait a minute, MU's going up and the whole market's going down. I will tell you this. We are in a choppy moment. We're not, the safe money or the easy money is behind us. Larry and I have been telling you, as well as the other guys, that we're going to have to pay the piper of a downturn at some point this year. I don't know exactly where that begins, but we all kind of agree it's going to be before the midterms, and the midterms are coming ahead of us. We got August, September, October. Somewhere in there, the market's going to see some trouble, and it could begin tomorrow. Having said all that, as far as the Bitcoin goes, I'll give you the exact path. We rally to 69K, sucking in more leverage traders going long, especially those people that were too afraid to go long on the last dip. They needed to get everybody and all their buddies to go long ahead of them. They thought, okay, it's safe to get back in the water. The minute that person dips their toes in at 69 to 70K, it's time for the market makers to flush it again. There are $10 billion worth of longs, okay, that could be liquidated, and only $1 billion worth of shorts. So everybody's in one trade going long right now, and it's going to hit a critical level to sort of fill up the rest of that basket to get everybody in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Then they're trapped and they're liquidated. I don't know if you understand what the word liquidated means. It means that when you use leverage to speculate on Wall Street, and they're going to turn it around, make it go the other direction, so that your Bitcoin your money becomes their money. All right. That's the same thing that's happening with them selling puts. So that's the best I can give you. We're going to hit 69K. We're going to go sideways for 1 to 2 weeks. Then we're going to have the breakdown that goes down to below 59K. That's confirmation of the flush. And that's where I'm going to start saying it's time to buy. It's time to buy. We've never made a bottom in less than 365 days on Bitcoin. Go back and look at the chart. We have never made a bottom. We're at 274 days. We've got a few more days to put in. And what's interesting about that is that puts us right in the middle of that mid-turn trouble that we keep talking about. That's your whole answer, Larry.
All right, Mo, it's on you, Mo. Say your goodbyes and whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I always appreciate being on the channel. And of course, for crypto, I'll put it this way, blunt, it's down to August 7th. Major monster information just came out. We're going to talk about that later on the channel, but they got till August 7th, expecting the next few days to have floor action starting. That's the good news. I'm excited about it. This could be big. If it doesn't happen and we don't get a vote by August 7th, it's done until December. That's it.
Grace, what you got to say in this place?
So everybody, I want to just announce something that I think is really cool. So this Sunday at 8 p.m., Sunday, I believe July 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern, New York time, I'm doing a free training to give you the sauce. And so far, I've been promoting this for like 2 days since Monday, right? Now it's Wednesday. And this is gearing up to be the biggest training that I've ever done. So I wanted to just cordially invite you. There's a link. You got to get there. The link is going to be on Zoom. But if you go to my channel, then I have it linked right there. Right. So right in my description, right on my latest videos, honestly, just go over there, click on that link and then book your spot before it fills up. I'm trying to buy more spots on Zoom because you can only have so many people, but it's getting crazy. So I'm going to teach you the sauce. And if you ever been to my live streams, you already know what time it is. So I wanted to just say, Larry, thanks for having me on. Again? This is going to be on Sunday. And there's going to be no Sunday. Recording, only live. And I'm going to show everybody right then and there.
What time is it?
8 p.m. Eastern. If you're in Texas, it's at 7 p.m. on a Sunday. I want everybody to be able to get there and really learn and see what time it is. So if you've been in my master classes or anything like that, and I'm doing this one for free, I want everybody to be able to see this one. So I look forward to seeing y'all there. Larry, thanks for having me on. Mo, Josh, it's good to see you. Oh yeah, side note. So as y'all can see, I'm black, right?
Really?
Believe it or not, right? So if you can see, I'm black. And so sometimes on my algorithm, they might send me some rappers and all of this, right? Just to see what I'm doing that day, see how I'm feeling. And they had sent me the rapper, and many of y'all may have heard of him, maybe you didn't. His name is Future. He had this song that came out a long time ago, and it's called Colossal, right? And he like, man, they're getting colossal, right? Like he can't believe that his career is blowing up like the way it is. Family, why was I talking to Josh? I'm talking about 2 days ago, and Josh reminded me of Future because Josh is like, man, like he ain't say it, but everything he was saying was like, man, this is just getting colossal. I was just thinking like, Josh. So Josh is going to have to go listen to that song. If you want to see how big Josh is getting these days, go listen to Colossal by Future. You'll get a sense from it.
I'm going to make that my theme song.
So shout out to Josh. He might have Future on the show.
All right, guys, we're right at 7. This has been great. I like to just, I like to pass the ball and just let you guys hear from these other gentlemen. You need to really check out their pages. You got Stock Mo. Okay, go over there and subscribe. He's going to say things like, stick around. I think you're going to like what I got for you. Then you got Keenan Grace. He's going to hit you with the bop, bop, bop full of knowledge. Okay. And then you got the mastermind, Stocks with Josh, the chart goat sensei. He is going to blow your minds with his knowledge with the charts. I've been knowing all of these gentlemen for a while now, actually, and Josh even longer, much longer, actually, over 30 years. And I sign off on each and every one of these gentlemen. Okay, do me a few things as a favor before you go. Hit that like button. We got all of these people on, and we were a little light on the like buttons. And then I have my own what? I have my own indicator. This is called the traffic trader. Somebody asked about SMCI. Well, we called it going up. Then we printed a red light. Then we came down, and I called it back down to 30, 50 on your options chain, and she flushed right there. The good people made money. We were happy. And what my money movers at, put a dollar bill sign in the chat. Listen, we love you guys. We do this for you. We come out of our busy schedules and we stream live for you. So if you're viewing from one of the other pages, come on and hang with your boy Larry Jones by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and then check out the links below. We love you guys. We will see you in a few weeks with more gems. Live, love, laugh, and learn.